Hello everyone and welcome to Valheim, a game recently released into early access by Iron Gate Studio. It's a survival fighting game, and one thing I like about this game so far from my measly 24 hours into it is that in addition to just surviving, there's a story and objectives that the game pushes you to complete. For example, in the story, there are these Forsaken that Odin has put into Valheim, which is the realm we'll be going into because we've died. And we must kill all these Forsaken in order to go into Valhalla. Now, when starting a game, you'll need to make a character or use a character you already have. For the purposes of this video, I'm not going to be using the characters I already have, and I'm going to be making a new character. We're just going to give them a generic name. Let's do Nordman. And then we'll just give him some hair, give him a little beard, change his hair color a little bit. I think it's a good idea. And then we'll just jump into the world. When starting the world, you can see that I've already got 4 worlds ready. If you want to play with a community, you can join a game. If you go to the Valheim subreddit, there are typically people looking for those to join them. They're all password protected. So random people can't just come in and grief you if you don't know them. I'm just going to do a new world today. And one thing is that when you're making a new world, you'll have the world name and the seed. For the name, we'll do for the channel, but the seed at the bottom is randomized. You'll see that the seed's now on the right. If someone has a seed that you like, you can use that seed. For example, my merchant seed is 42069 lolxd. Someone posted on Reddit, if you use that seed, they were making a meme, and go straight south, you'll be able to find the merchant quite easily in about a 3-minute trek from the spawn point. So let's go ahead and jump into For the Channel. So while we're flying in with Hugin, I'm going to let you know that today we're going to explain some of the game mechanics. We're going to look more in-depth than the game does. It'll give you a general good overflow of what is going on in the game. But we're going to take a little bit of a closer look, and then we're going to get a starting house together. Just a simple 3x3 shack I think is going to be my plan, and we're going to just have a nice little house that we'll be able to operate out from as we start the game going into day 2. When you drop in, Hugin will sit on this little rock right here. He'll tell you that he's here to guide you in your travels, and that's true. Every time you discover something new in the game, Hugin will show up with tidings. He'll say, well met, like he's a Stormwind guard, and he'll tell you what to know. For example, he lets you know that your goal is to kill the first 5 Forsaken. And he is currently sitting on the rock that'll guide you to the first one, Eikthyr, who is just north, and it looks like he's on the way to the river that I want to build at. I find water to be nice and defensible because the back half can be left open and you can sail from there. As you can see, there's 5 stones here. Those are the 5 Forsaken that you must kill in order to ascend to Valhalla. You may have also saw that I just increased my running skill. If I go to the skills section, you can see that I currently have 4 skills. And if you highlight over each of the skills, it will tell you what each skill does. You may see it. Hold on. I'm getting attacked. Okay. Alright, so you may have saw in that fight that my unarmed skill went up. So if I go back and look at my skills... 1 second. There we go. You'll see that I now have unarmed as a 5th skill. As you can see, if I go over it, unarmed is damage when unarmed. Blocking does less damage to you with weapons and a shield. Clubs, damage with clubs. Jump, you jump higher. And then running drains less stamina when running. So it's good to level your skills. I have a character I've played for a good 15-16 hours, and I think most of my skills are sitting in the 30s. There are a lot of skills that you'll discover later in the game, but that's the overview of skills. I'm going to go ahead and gather wood and stone, as you see right here, and I will be right back. I'm going to gather some food as well. Food's very important. Those were some raspberries I got together. My recommendation is when you start the game, just look around for as many branches, as many raspberries, mushrooms, stone as you can. Those are going to be vital to making sure that you survive day 1 and get into day 2. There's some mushrooms right over here. I'm going to grab those. and then I'll have plenty of food. We'll talk about food in a little bit, but I want to go get some materials together first. Okay, so I found a nice little bit of raspberries, so I figure I have some good materials. Let's talk about the hunger system real quick. In the bottom left, you'll see that there are 3 empty bars, or 3 empty boxes. The food in my inventory, the raspberries and the mushrooms, will fill those slots. You'll see next to the 3 boxes that there's a little fork. The fork indicates how full you are. As you can see, when I ate... As you can see, when I ate, the hunger meter went up, as did my health meter. The way this game's food system works is that when you eat something, it fills one of the 3 boxes. Your food meter will then go up, and then in turn, your health will go up as well. So as you see, my raspberry filled it up, and then these 2 bars are now parallel to one another. So that's how you increase your health in the game. I should be around 32. If I eat this mushroom, my health should be able to get to around 54, 56 or so. I don't know the actual number. But the best foods to eat in the game are typically cooked meats. Cooked meats are acquired by killing deers, boars, and then building a campfire, and then a cooking... I don't remember exactly what it's called. It allows you to put 2 pieces of meat over a campfire and cook them. So I'm going to go back and get some more materials, and then I will be back soon. So I've found a nice little flat area by the river. I think I'm going to build my little shack here. I like to build by the river because you can sail outwards from there. I'm going to keep gathering materials because it's always good to have as many materials as possible on your person so that way you can do crafting. Now when you start the game, you'll only have 4 things to craft. You'll have a club, which is a simple weapon, the hammer, which allows you to actually build, the torch, which will light up the area around you, and the stone axe, which I needed a little more stone for, which allows you to chop down trees to get wood more readily. So I'm going to go gather a couple more stones, some more wood. There's a little cliffside right here. If you round the cliff, yep, look at that. Around the cliffside, you'll be able to find a lot of stone if you have trouble. I know I had trouble finding stone initially. There's a bunch here, so now I'm able to make my stone axe. And now I'll be able to chop down trees to have as much wood as I need. I'm going to go ahead and make a hammer as well. I'm not going to make the club yet. You can use the stone axe as a weapon, and on my other character, I use axe as my primary weapon. It has its own skill as well. So I'm just going to focus on having the axe and the hammer. I'm going to go ahead and chop down trees, and I will see you all in a little bit, so that way you don't have to watch me just hit trees for 5 minutes. Okay, so while chopping down logs, I realized something. One thing I want to talk about real quick is the mini-map in the top right. In the top right, you'll see that there is a name, the Meadows, and that there's a little white arrow. The name in the top right is the area that you're in. So right now we're in the Meadows, which is the general starting area and everyone gets dropped into. It's the safest zone in the game. On my main character, I have a base that is still in the Meadows area. So I actually haven't left the Meadows except to go exploring to get materials. The next zone that you'll be going to is the Black Forest, where the second boss is located after you've killed Eikthyr. You'll be able to get copper and tin from there. It's a little more dangerous. There's trolls there, so I would be more prepared. Don't just run straight. If you see Black Forest and you're still where I am in the game right now, with just a tunic and a stone axe, run. And the white arrow in the bottom left indicates the wind direction. So as you can see, it's pointing north right now, which means the wind is blowing north. That is used when sailing. If the wind is at your back and you're able to catch it and go the same direction as the wind, your ship will go 3, 4, or 5 times as fast. I don't know the exact number, but it's much faster than if you just did normal sailing. The ship does have boats in the game, but just know that white arrow indicates which way the wind is blowing when sailing. Before I go any farther, I'm going to build a little workbench down. This will indicate the area that I can build in. I'll be able to repair tools later. The reason I'm building is my stone axe just broke. I'm going to go get some more stone and wood and make a new one and repair it later. But it's nice to have that set up so that way I can be prepared when I have all the materials I need. Alright, welcome back. I went and gathered some wood while you were gone. I now have 77 pieces of wood and some good stone. I don't know if that'll be enough for what I'm building. I've gathered a few other materials as well, but if I don't have enough, I'll just go get some more materials a little later. So I put the workbench down earlier right here. I can't actually use it to repair until it has a ceiling, so we'll need to build the foundation first. As you can see, there's this white dashed line. The dashed line indicates the outer rim of where you can build. If I go past it, you'll see in the bottom it says workbench none, and I can't build there anymore. I ignore the Discord. They should stop in a second. Okay, so one thing is that you can build outside the dash line if you're inside it, but once you go outside it, it once again says none. So if you need to expand a little bit, you can stand inside and just build outside. With the foliage coming up, I don't want to build here. Let's build off the mountain. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna build here, and that's just so that you can see that the plants aren't really going through anymore. Oops. And I'll be able to have a good foundation down and not have to worry about plants poking through. I don't like it aesthetically. Later you'll get a hoe, which you can be used to level the ground, and it gets rid of all the grass that's grown. The red, you may notice that the tiles have different colors, such as blue. Blue are foundational pieces. Those are attached to the ground. If you look one out from blue, you'll notice that the next tiles are green, then yellow, then we have orange, then red. So if I try to attach one to the red piece, you can see that it'll just fall down. One way around that is if I build a wood pole off of the ground connecting to it, you'll now see that instead of red, it is green. And that allows us to expand our building and have a strong foundation so our building doesn't collapse. So I'm going to go ahead and put some stairs right here so that we can get up there without having to jump. And I built them too low. Yep, so we're going to have to jump anyways. It'll keep the Grey Dwarves out. That's not a bad thing. And I'm going to go ahead and just start putting walls on this. I'm going to keep the 3x3 pattern I was talking about. You may notice that I'm leaving a spot open. You need to put a campfire down, but the campfire can't be placed on the wood. I'm going to put a bed down as well because I need a place to sleep. Beds are your spawning points. As you can see, if I try to put a campfire down on the wood, it won't let me, so I need to put it on the ground. And I'm going to have to just build a little chimney so that way the fire stays safe. So I'm going to get some more walls, and I'm going to put it around the edges of it and just build myself a cute little chimney. I'm going to get up here. I always like to build my chimneys too high with my simple little buildings like this, and then block it off so I don't accidentally run into the fire. You'll need to put a roof over it. If you don't put a roof over it, when a storm or rain comes by, it'll put your fire out. So I'm going to see if I can jump up here. See if I can get up there. Yeah, nope. Nope, too far. I can't connect here. The building's a little weird. You have to see the connection part you're going for. Since I can't from down there, I got to see if I can jump up. If not, I'll skip forward to when... never mind. I did it. So I can look and put a piece right there. So now it's covered so that when it rains, the smoke is still going out, but when it rains, because there's a roof, it won't put the fire out anymore. I'll go ahead and start building the rest of the roof pieces. It's too low. Let's use 45 degree. One thing is the workbenches and the beds, you can't actually sleep if you're not covered. I'm out of wood, so it won't... I can't make anything. I'll put my last piece of wood in here. So I need to go get some more wood so that I can build a fully functioning roof. These wood floors, the ones I put down, don't count as roofs. So if you try to cover your bed with that, it will say that it's exposed and it's not covered. So you need to use the thatch roof pieces in order to cover your house. For example, if you don't, and you don't have your workbench safe, the Greylings will come and destroy it. So I'm going to go ahead and move my workbench inside, and we're going to use this as our main operations. This is a very small setup. This is very temporary, more of a operations base until I can get some more stuff. But I'm going to go get some more wood so that we can finish the roof. So as you can see, in this menu right here, there's an active effect. I'm cold. It also has stuff that you've looked at before. My health regen is minus 50% and minus 25. Hold on. This is the third time now. I recorded one of these videos earlier. I didn't like it. I'm re-recording. I was attacked 0 times in that earlier video, and this is now like the 7th guy who snuck up on me. So if you look on the top right, you can see that I have the cold debuff. If I pull a torch out, it does nothing. That cold debuff is the minus to my stamina and health regen. There are some ways around that, and primarily it's by being around a fire. Hugin's going to tell me, hey, did you know you're cold? And I'm going to tell him, yes, I'm very aware that I am cold right now. So I'm going to get some more wood. I'm about done, and I will go get by that campfire and warm myself up. Boom, boom, boom. Put a door here so that way people can't get in if they get up the stairs. And then I think I'm gonna have to connect it to the side piece. Yeah, it's not working. Nope. So now my workbench is covered, and then there's these little metal pieces. So when you get to the top, you put those up there, and now my place is fully enclosed. And as you can see, I have the fire and the shelter debuff popping up, or buff, I suppose, not a debuff. I could put some torches down and put some resin in to light up the area so it's not as dark. Anytime you put like torches or anything down, you do need to refill it with resin over time. I found this about a week or two. Let's say about a week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe 10 to 14 days, where... Okay, so I just a little too close to the fire and I got smoked out. That's why you need to build a chimney. If the smoke builds up in your house, you will be smoked out. It will do some damage. But I am now warm from a fire. I'm sheltered because I have a roof, which means I have resting, and I'm getting plus 200% health regen and plus 300% stamina. As you can see, there's an 11-minute timer, so if I go outside, I still have that rested debuff. So it offsets the cold, so if you ever need to go out at night, make sure you have rested. Make sure you have a chimney so that way you don't kill yourself on accident by smoking your place out. So now that I have my shelter completed, I'm going to go ahead and sleep for the night. That's at my spawn point. When you sleep, it will wake you up the start of the next day. So the cold debuff will go away and you'll be able to get started. We'll just have to wait for the game to load the next day. It tells you good morning. It's cute. I like it. It's my new alarm clock. Some things you want to craft. You want to put a chest down. Your inventory will fill up very quick. You will also want to put a cooking station, that's what it's called, over your fire. That allows you to cook meats. If you leave it on for too long, it will turn into coal, so make sure that you're watching your meats when they're cooking. One other thing to note is that to make sure you're well fed, keep your health up, and then even though I have an open space up there, I'm still protected because there's a roof and I have the walls there. That way no one can get in and the cold can't get in at night, so I'm safe. Greylings won't actually attack your walls, they'll just go for your workstations. So if you're inside, you're perfectly safe from enemies. Unless you summon a boss and run back to your house, they will chase you. So, this is my beginning little shack. So, I hope you found this helpful. Like I said, this is a very simple starting shack. Today we were just getting started and getting through the end of day one. And we went a little bit into the night, but that's because I went over some stuff. Once you have a good idea of what's going on in the game, you should be able to get stuff like this up before the sun sets on day one. So I hope you all enjoy, and I will see you all next time.